Jeanette, are there any words you would like to pass on to Christopher today?
Yeah, Christopher, fantastic product. I really support it, and it is definitely the future, and you have a huge market potential.
Superb. And Christopher, are there some words you have for Jeanette?
I really love your product and your technology. I believe there's a huge potential for it, and I wish you all the best luck.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time! Introducing the legend, the host of over 150 events in 5 continents, global ringmaster of Get in the Ring, Mr. Keith Douglas Wallace!
Welcome to Get in the Ring, Impact Edition Copenhagen. We all know why we're here, to see great startups, meet great corporates, and do business. Let's meet the champion jury who are going to make all of this happen today. So, we have 3 champion jury members, and all of them have something to offer the startup. But what will that be? Let's find out when we meet them. Firstly, we have Frederick. Frederick, welcome.
Hi Keith, great to be here. Thanks for inviting me. And I always think the battles have been amazing. I attended the last one in Berlin 2 years ago when it was live before COVID. And I have I interact with startups on a daily basis, to try to scout for them globally. So I guess I have some experience on judging what's a good startup or not.
And let's move on to meet Vadim.
No, thank you very much for inviting me. Actually, I am so excited to be here, and because this event just broadening my own experience horizon. Actually, it challenges my inner norms. So it's been a fascinating journey.
And finally, Cataline.
Yeah, so for me, it's always very important that there's really both a return on investment, but also a return on impact. So I'm super curious on how both startups are performing today, and also showing how, besides the financial performance, they also going to show how they can make impact on society.
And let's go and meet those fantastic people. Now, we're doing this in the Get in the Ring fashion. So they will get 1 minute to introduce their company and themselves, and then we go into a battle of 30 seconds between each side of the ring. The first round is business model. The second round is impact. And the final round is their need. What do they need from either our jury members or from you, the wider audience? Very important. And once we've done that, we're going to hear questions from our jury members. And then there will be a winner. The first of 2 winners today, because we also have a public vote. So I think we are ready to hear. So we're going to be very old-fashioned and start in the red corner. Jeanette, you have 1 minute to tell us all about AmiNIC.
Okay, I can tell you about AmiNIC. We're a startup developing a sensor that measures freshness and expiration date of meat and fish. 1/3 of all food is wasted, and it's especially detrimental if it's meat and fish, because it's 7 times more polluting than other food groups. And some years ago, I made the decision to try to do something about it, and I came up with this invention of the sensor. I started the company together with my co-founder, Jesper Haugaard, who has experience from top management positions in large Danish companies like TDC and Dong, Bravida. And now we are 7 employees of very complementary competences like software, hardware engineering, scaling, business development, and food network.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Great introduction. So if your product takes over the world, we're going to be throwing away a lot less meat.
Yeah, exactly.
Wonderful. Well, very easy to understand. But before we hear more, we pass across to Christopher in the blue corner. So Christopher, you get the same minute.
Sure. So Seasony is enabling indoor farming with robotics. So that means we have built an autonomous mobile robot that we named Watney to handle all the logistics in an indoor farming operation. So we're able to save the farmers cost, and we're able to gather much more data around their production. So that's both horticulture data and process data. And then we create an ecosystem of partners to help with everything from pruning to pollinating and harvesting and all these advanced automation jobs. We're 3 founders, all childhood friends from 5th grade. And we've been joined by a great team of engineers with PhDs and Masters of Science in everything from robotics to mechanical engineering and software development. And we've also been joined by an amazing team of investors, some of the biggest names in robotics as well as in the impact space. So we really have set up a great structure for success.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. I'm sorry, Jeanette. He took your 7 people and he added some investors to it as well. So I think we get to see that there is going to be a battle today. It's a battle between both sides, but we're going to keep it clean. Now, I think it's time to go back to Jeanette and hear a bit more over the business model behind the whole thing. Jeanette, 30 seconds to you.
Yeah, the problem is that the way that expiration date and freshness is determined in the industry today is by smelling. So we figured there's definitely room for improvement. So we developed this device, and it consists of a sensor, a tailor-made sensor, and a subscription to a database where there are these prediction curves. So we have both the sensor, hardware technology, and then recurring revenue from the subscription part.
Jeanette, were you trying to take liberties with us and go over your 30 seconds?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, just slightly. Well, you're going to see that bell ringing a little more. Thank you so much. Now, let's go over to Christopher and see if he can do the exact same thing. It is business model in 30 seconds time.
Sure. So we are selling, of course, a robot. That's a one-time asset sale of around 70,000 euros. But we also have a leasing partner here in the Nordics that offers it on a monthly 36-month lease. So we also have this software platform that you're able to control the robot with. So of course, there's also a SaaS model that comes along with a service agreement as well.
Very clear, very to the point. I'm sticking with you, and we're going to go on to the impact that you create, because obviously you're taking away some of the jobs of these poor people in the vertical farms, or are you improving the jobs they can do and taking out some of the grunt work? Where is your impact?
Sure. So first of all, of course, we're taking away some of the hard and dangerous jobs by working in the height in these vertical farms. But we see ourselves mainly as an economic driver for the growth of vertical farming. So vertical farming has a lot of great benefits, so less water consumption, less land use, less fertilizers, no pesticides. And being able to make that industry profitable is really where we see our biggest impact.
Thank you very much. So I'm going to pass across to Jeanette. I think the impact case for you writes itself, but I give over to you to give a far better one than I could make for.
Yeah, as I said, there is definitely an impact in reducing food waste, and especially meat and fish waste, because actually 17% of our carbon footprint from food waste comes from doubts about freshness and expiration of meat and fish. And with our validated market share of 40%, we could actually save 7% of our carbon emission from food waste with our solution.
Jeanette, I'm going to stick with you because you have 3 amazing people from big companies in Denmark and further afield. And there may be something that is what you're making your proposition towards, or maybe your need goes further afield. So what would you like, and where would you like it from?
Yeah, we've been on a journey, starting as scientific projects and then developing together with universities. And there's been a lot of development, cost a lot of money, and we need the final push to get to the last mile for the launch of the project. So it's actually funding that we need right now.
And let's just ask the question. I'm sorry, I know I'm going over your 30 seconds, but I'll be just as kind to Christopher. How much are you looking for?
In kroner, we are looking for between 10 and 20 million to get the full scale up.
Now, I'm remembering that should be between 1 and 2 million euros. Is that about correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, my kroner knowledge is a little old, but Okay, then between 1 and 2 million euros. Let's leave it there. Then very clear. You have a need. You have something that's possible, and you also want to have some collaborations as well, I think.
Yes, a lot. Yeah.
Perfect. Then let's pass across to Christopher and go. You've heard the need from the other side. Is it something similar? Do you need money, or do you need something else possibly?
Yeah, just like Jeanette, we have also just finished our first version. I've tested it with customers. So now we, of course, seek investors for around between 3 and 4 million euros for commercializing and getting our next robot ready for market, basically. And of course, we also love the Netherlands. So there's a big industry in the greenhouse sector and the indoor farming space. So we'd love to get in contact with some of those guys there.
Wonderful. Then it's a very clear proposition towards some of our jury, but a little bit wider afield as well. So I'm going to ask the awful question, and it wasn't one of the rounds that I announced earlier. But Christopher, why should Jeanette lose in this competition? Why should you win? And not just the last part of the question. I want to know why Jeanette should lose.
Oh man, I think our market is the most interesting one. So that's probably what I'm going to go for. We have a high growth market that is the far most interesting one, and what we're building is really an advanced robotic solution that can create a whole lot of value more than just simple cost savings on logistics.
Wow, so basically you're saying she creates no value at all. Jeanette, I'm sure you don't agree with that. So why do you think Christopher, who was so negative about you, should lose?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Christopher. I'm asked this question about why you should lose. I think that vertical farming is definitely something. That's where we're going. So, but producing food is one thing. Wasting it afterwards is another. So I think we should also stop wasting. And then I'd really like to go to the Hague.
Well, yeah. Jeanette, we know you're the one that just tells it like you see it, but I think it's time to hand over to our jury to see what questions they have for both of you. So, jury members, who would like to ask the first question?
Yeah, I have a question for Jeanette, also working in a meal kit box food company. How would you see your solution helping, for example, us making sure that we reduce even more food waste together?
This is intended for the industry where the shelf life is set, and also in the points where the meat and fish change hands, meaning incoming and outgoing goods, or when storage, for example. You need to know exactly where to ship it, when to process it, because if you can sell it instead of wasting it, then it's I guess it's a better solution for everybody: the company, the consumer, the climate.
That was a first great question, but let's pass over to see, do we have a question for Christopher?
Yeah, I can shoot one, Christopher. Thanks for the presentation. It's really interesting to hear your proposal and everything. Who would be your dream partner if you can consider anyone, who would say, I would love to partner with this company, to grow the company? Who would it be?
Well, that's a really good question. I think right now we are starting in a little bit smaller segments. So we have a great customer advisory board, which is basically a collection of 10 customers that are helping us by giving feedback on our product. And actually, we just finished testing with one of our customers. So that's really, we tried to tailor to a medium-sized vertical farm right now. But in the future, of course, there are bigger clients like Aero Farms, for instance, that are absolutely enormous. So once we mature a little bit more, that would be a perfect partner for us.
Great, thanks.
Let's move to Vadim. Vadim, do you have a question for either a blue or red corner?
Question, because you decided to go to the B2B product, right? But I learned a little bit the area, scrutinized the area, and I just found out that the most food wastage happening in the consumption stage. So the question is, why do you decide B2B? And if you can explain about the future of your technology.
Yeah, I can. We chose a B2B because it's from our side easier to address because we have a great network into the food industry. Actually, one of our connections, one of the partners in AmiNIC is the previous the CEO of large food companies. We have great connections into the industry and not starting over with the sales, and we're going right for the industry. And then also developing this really costly product means we need to get a high price in the beginning. And customers or private consumers are not willing to pay We made a survey, and they're willing to pay 500 kroner for the device. And actually, 52% of them wanted to buy it, but for 500 kroner. So I think we'll go there eventually, version 2 or 3, but we need mass production before we do.
Thank you. I think the future is bright for you if we can nail it down on this stage, yes.
Now, I think it's time for us to let the jury deliberate and see who they would like to win. Well, I hear the jury is going to be out for a few minutes because I couldn't tell who's going to win today. But what could they win? Well, it's 500,000 in a convertible grant, and that's in euros, not kroner. So we should also look at what else they win. A seat at the grand final to present to a wide number of corporates and investors. And perhaps most importantly, it isn't one finalist we're looking for today, it's two. We started in The Hague. We went to Berlin, we went to Lisbon, we went to Geneva, and we went to Oslo. And finally we got here. Well, actually we didn't. We stayed in the studio, but all the participants came from those countries. I'm hearing that we might have... Nope, the jury still are out. So why don't we go across to the city of Copenhagen and hear from one of their mayors. So, Jürgen, I believe you are talking with the mayor right now.
Mrs. Vice Mayor, welcome. Thanks for joining on this interview. We're here, of course, because of the Get in the Ring Impact Competition, which is an initiative of both ImpactCity and Get in the Ring by Unknown Group. And the whole goal of this impact competition is to stimulate impact entrepreneurs by identifying the most promising impact entrepreneurs in leading European impact cities, and by helping those impact entrepreneurs to scale across Europe. Thanks for joining us here.
Well, first of all, thanks for welcoming me, and thanks for taking this great initiative. I think that a lot of our European cities are finding themselves coming out of the aftermath of the COVID-19 pandemic, looking at their startup communities and thinking that, wow, something extra needs to be done. And I believe that an initiative like yours, which taps into public-private sector collaboration, which has ambitions extending across borders, is exactly what we need at this point in time.
And with the impact competition, the word impact, there's also a heavy focus on sustainability, enabling and empowering sustainability and impact entrepreneurs that focus on that topic. How are you supporting those impact entrepreneurs, both startups and scale-ups, in the city of Copenhagen?
I think, as I said initially, that we find ourselves in a time which is slightly difficult to our startup entrepreneurs. There's not quite the risk appetite of the financial institutions that we used to see. There's a greater uncertainty. So what we try to do from the side of municipality is really to empower our startup entrepreneurs to make sure that what we can help with as a municipality, we provide that, be it access to housing or office buildings, be it access to networks, mentorships, and be it the opportunity to collaborate with us in the municipality on anything from inventing new green solutions to breaking up larger orders into smaller pieces, enabling also smaller startups to have a pitch there.
What can you offer to other European startups watching this Get in the Ring battle and encourage them to bring their business to Copenhagen?
Well, I should definitely like to take this opportunity to invite everyone who would be interested to come to Copenhagen and have a chat with us. We're going to put a lot of emphasis on the startup initiatives throughout the rest of this year. So we will have workshops, debates, fireside chats, inspirational talks with role models and across the city, across different industries.
Yeah, and I do encourage those words. We're already a long-term partner as well with Get in the Ring.
Do you see an opportunity maybe in more collaboration between impact-minded cities like The Hague and Copenhagen to join forces?
I absolutely do. I think, times call for us to now think outside of the box in terms of our national borders. I think an initiative like yours, the opportunity to work with a city like the city of Hague, is an opportunity that we should cling on to.
Well, I think also given that opportunity, on the 3rd and 4th of November here in The Hague, we're organizing Impact Fest, one of the biggest impact meetups in Europe. And now also we of course hope to see you with us in The Hague. Also everybody watching, we're inviting you to visit The Hague once it's possible. Thanks a lot for your time.
You're absolutely welcome.
That was quite a story from the Mayor of Employment of the city of Copenhagen. But I hear we might be ready for the vote of the jury. So I'm going to ask each individual jury member which way they're voting so that this is a bit more like Eurovision. So we're going to ask the gentleman first which way you're voting. So, Vadim, can you hold up your card to vote for either the red corner, Jeanette, or the blue corner, Christopher?
I cannot, guys, it's so difficult. Different industries, quite different applications, so I'm totally hovering in between. So guys, so difficult.
Okay, then you're going to get the very difficult step because we will leave you as being split between both, and we'll leave you some time to think, and your vote will then count. If we get a red and a blue corner, then you're really on the spot. So Frederick, are you voting for red corner, Jeanette, or blue corner, Christopher?
It's a hard call, but so far I have to pick one. I picked the
red corner. Red corner, Jeanette, well done. We move over to Cataline, and Cataline, we ask you, are you voting for the red corner or for the blue corner?
I think, both, you did a great job. I think you both deserve my vote. My vote goes to Jeanette. Congratulations. But anyways, also a big applause for seasony. I think you did also great.
So I am going to thank you very much. Vadim, you've been let off. But I'm not going to let you off. I'm going to ask, is there a way you could help Christopher? Because he might not have won the jury vote, but is there a way you could help him scale his company?
Yes, and I think, Jeanette, I like your solution. It's amazing, but I also really like the joy which Christopher was in the way he presents, the way he was very, very detailed, and I guess it was so well. It's his passion. I can feel it.
Thank you, Vadim. And I'm going to go to Frederick and to Cataline just to ask the question. How do you think you can help either Jeanette, who you very much voted for, or Christopher moving forward?
So, I think from my side, please reach out to me also on LinkedIn, as also being responsible for procurement within HelloFresh. I'm always open to listen. And if it's not for our company, maybe one of our companies in our food network.
Excellent. Frederick, you get the last word on this. What do you think you can do for our, as Vadim put it, our two worthy winners?
Yeah, as we're not in this industry, but the thing is that I am working on a daily basis to find startups, and connect them with companies around the world. I have a huge network also in any industry, so I'd be happy to help you to connect, depending on what you need, when it comes to Christopher with automation or robotization, and to Jeanette, there's also, I think, applications that could be really interesting, So let me know if you have any specific needs that you're looking for, as the next step, and I'll be happy to connect you to my network.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you, jury, so much. Thank you, Jeanette, for being our first winner, for Christopher to being our runner-up. I think that's a far better title than anything else we could give. Well, that was a surprise. But let's see who the public have voted for. Now, I'm being told with just less than 1,000 votes, the winner today is ExoWave. Let's go across and hear a little more from them.
Hi,
I am Hannes Reuter from Exowave. The world has a power problem. Over 60% is generated by coal or gas. And the world has a water problem. 1 billion people do not have access to clean water. Exowave has the solution. We have developed a wave energy converter that can solve both challenges. Join us in making the world a better place.
Wise words from Exowave. We have come to the end of the heats of the Impact Get in the Ring this year. We'll see you all at the final in November in The Hague. So we've got 2 companies that are joining us from here. We've got companies joining us from Berlin to Lisbon. So we'll see you in The Hague. We thank ImpactCity for all of their support. This has been Get in the Ring Impact Edition, powered by the Unknown Group. See you soon. I'm ringing the bell because it's very important that just around the bell you subscribe and like what we do here at Get in the Ring. And then you can follow us and you'll get updates on everything we're doing all around the world. So, see you on the other side of social media.
Hi there, hard workers, thinkers, doers, dreamers, hackers, civil servants, visionaries, students, entrepreneurs, diplomats, and innovators. Here in The Hague, international city of peace and justice, tens of thousands of people are working towards making the world a better place, every day and in many ways. Our city, The Hague, represents a unique hub that connects startups with governments, international companies, research centers, studios, and thousands of creative entrepreneurs. Whether you work for a United Nations organization, one of the many NGOs, research and education institutions, or your own startup, economic success is intertwined with social impact. We call it the impact economy. It's an economy that has an enormous potential to grow and create beautiful things that benefit all of us. That's why the city is investing in people, places, experiments, and ideas. We can show you many inspiring projects because the impact economy is already here in our city. Discover our stories on www.impactcity.nl. We look forward to meeting you.